Hi everyone and welcome. I wanted to show you a pretty cool effect I was able to achieve once with boom gels. However, this time I'm using diluted boom gels. So all of these have been diluted, 2 parts boom and 1 part distilled water. And I'm pouring on a tile that I found when I was making my studio. I've got a bunch of these, which is great. It's 25 by 50 centimeters, which is 10 by 20 inches. So I have some sterling wax white, and I'm just going to start laying these down in these lines. And then I have Willy Wagtail black. I have pearlescent teal. Gorgeous color. It is so beautiful. And I haven't added any booster drops in these, so just the paints diluted. Some pearlescent charcoal, and you don't really need to be all that careful with the lines. And then I have native violet purple, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and keep doing the same sequence. I thought it looked nice in this sequence, but obviously you can choose whatever you like. I've got to say about using these tiles, the great thing about them is, although most canvases are, you know, they come completely prepped, they probably have triple gesso on them nowadays, at least the better ones. But with the tiles, you can find them really inexpensive for practice. And the surface, you just wipe it with alcohol. It really does not need anything else. Makes life so easy. And if you're ever thinking that I just want to practice something and I don't want to spend ages prepping stuff or re-gessoing failed old paintings, this really is my go-to tiles. And yeah, boom gels, another thing, because they're ready to go, you know, whenever I know I haven't got a ton of time to start mixing paints and whatnot, I can just grab my boom gels and off I go. And these I've diluted beforehand. Obviously the diluting does mean that you're doing a little bit of work instead of just grabbing the ready bottles, but you know, I like to do it beforehand, and I just make sure I mark the bottles. Okay, I think we definitely have enough there, and whatever is left over, now that I think of it, I'm gonna catch to use as a base later on. And yeah, point about that, there's no base in this one, and I didn't use a base paint when I first did this on a canvas. So let me just pop these away for a minute. I think I labeled them all. Yes, I did. Thank goodness, because nightmare otherwise getting them mixed up. You can already see the black and the white reacting real nice, but all I'm going to do now, this is just a random old knitting needle, and I'm just going to use it to, let me just grab some paper towel a minute and just drag this across the lines. Sorry about the not so slightly annoying sound that the tile makes. Clearly you don't get this with a canvas. But yeah, I like to do alternating directions. I just give the tip of the knitting needle a little wipe after each pass. Obviously you can use a skewer probably even get away with a toothpick, but I think it would, toothpick is so small that you'd be sort of might struggle with it a little bit with controlling it and whatnot. So there we go. It's already looking really nice, I think, at least. And just a couple more passes. There we go. Looks funky, doesn't it? I like that. I don't know what that is reminiscent of, but it is reminiscent of something, that's for sure. And I'm just going to give it a little torch straight away. I have a lot of these tiny bubbles because I just gave the boom gel bottles a real good shake to make sure the water and paint are properly mixed. There we go. And now we just start tilting. I like to tilt back and forth, but obviously you are free to do as you please. Just make sure we cover the corners. And yes, you do lose some paint. And I forgot to put a container underneath to catch it. Oh well, that's what happens when I try and speak and do at the same time. There we go, and just make that fall over that side there. And now you can see the purple, which is a really superbly dark color, is actually coming through a little bit, which is cool. I like that. I really like that. Okay, just give my hands a little wipe a minute. Yeah, that's coming through beautifully. Just gonna make sure all my sides right. I just found a corner, a far corner that isn't covered. I love having this new studio because I'm not completely confined to one position. It's not, you know, it's still a tiny space, but I have some space to move around and, you know, check the corners and the far edges. The only thing I don't like about using these bigger tiles, I'm terrified of dropping it because there's really like pretty much nothing to hold on to. Haven't done it yet, the dropping, but I'm sure that's in the cards in my future. Right, that is looking pretty good. Oh yes. Now just give it a torch. I can see some of the cool effects starting to happen, but they're not quite there. So I think, and I know I need to try and stretch the paint just a tad more. So I'm just going to rest it there for a bit. Can you see the really pretty cells starting to happen there? So this is, yeah, where you will lose some paint. Oops, didn't mean to do that. my vain attempt to try and save some of this paint. There we go. Now that I'm stretching the paints more, I can see some cool stuff happening. And I'm actually liking this diagonal direction this is going. So I'm just gonna leave it there for a minute. And stretch some more. Well, that was clever, wasn't it? Oh well, hopefully there's enough paint to cover my little mishap there. And to be honest, I'm not all that worried, because I think this is gonna go decorate my porch, this painting. Let's just help it along a little bit there. This is really cool what's happening here. So what I think I want to do is now turn it around and stretch in the opposite direction, and hopefully we'll get some of that effect at this other end as well. Yay, I managed to collect some, and I will grab the rest of it as well. Do you know, I'm tempted to try something slightly odd, and because I feel like it, I will. I'm just wondering what would happen if I were to drop the occasional booster drop in there. I don't know, because I'm actually really liking this part here. Actually, I'm just going to give it another torch. See what happens then. Also, I'm trying to look and see if I've got a spritzer bottle. I can't see one. Oh, I know. How about just some, excuse me, plain old water. Excuse me while I hum and look for stuff. What I will do, hopefully there's enough water right there at the bottom so that the nozzle or the tube thing will catch it. But I am just going to add a little squirt, I don't know, 5 drops of the Boom Booster drop in there. Give that a little shake and hope it starts going. Oh, there we go. Look what's happened already. There's like a couple of tiny droplets happen there. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Pardon me, gone speechless. Wow. those crazy bubble things happening. Phew. I am saving that mix for later. Wow. Wow. I've been told that the boom booster. Hi Cass, thanks for sharing that with me. Yeah, it's not exactly secret knowledge, but it's alcohol based. So you don't need to clean it off like you would. Oh, like, sorry, I am flummoxed. Like you would with silicone, but you do want to be careful with, well, alcohol based things and fire, luckily enough. So yeah, I'm grabbing fire because I happen to know from my not very well long experience, so my very limited experience, that fire activates it even more. I love what's happened here because that's not like a boring big lump or blob of look, charcoal's a boring color, but still, you know, it's really animated, that part there as well. And wow, what's happening here. Good grief. I'm sorry, I'm just so pleased. No, I'm not sorry, not sorry. Oh, I'm having a moment because this is just so gorgeous. Wow. Right, I'm gonna leave this to develop for just a little while, and I'll be back to show you this in detail. See you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. I think this has been sitting for a good half an hour now, so nothing is gonna happen from now on, but just look at these crazy effects. I've got my flash on again, so you can see without the glare from my overhead light. This is just insane looking. I absolutely love it. Very, very different. But let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. And again, if you haven't already, please subscribe and like this video, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for being here. Bye.